Ah, yes. Goldfinger, counting the days, independent radio.
Time.
Edge 103.9. And the members of the band in the studio. Nice maneuver I did there for you.
Yeah, that's good times.
For those of you that realized we left the mics on.
I'm sorry.
While you were hearing counting the days there.
I'm sorry.
So we have the entire band. John, Kelly, Darren, and Brian are here. Darren was successfully hitting on Jade, who's going to be up here in just a little bit.
Jade?
She was
You're down?
Jade was getting all flustered.
You think that was successful?
I think you're working it.
Shut down.
Members of Goldfinger in the studio. Marquee tonight. There are tickets still available for you. Also, the brand new CD, Disconnection Notice, in stores now. Now, I had a couple questions, obviously, just to roll into really fast. From John Feldman, a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they do realize more and more now, you've gone producer. Pretty much.
I do
you
produce
are
a lot of bands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, how'd you go from, you worked in a shoe store way back in the day, you got into Goldfinger, and now you're producing the Used and the Story of the Year and stuff?
Always been interested in, I've always done all of our demos, even back in the 12-track days when, Darren was pooping off the fourth story of our rehearsal space. I was always messing around with EQs and compressors and everything. And I don't know, I just found the first band I found was Show Off out of Chicago, and I just was in love with the demo, but I thought it sounded so bad. I just figured, look, maybe I can just bring them out and make their demo sound better. And then from there, it just kind of got turned into a record deal, and then it turned into 6, 7 bands later. Here I am. My only goal in the beginning was just to kind of help a band out, and now it's just become. There's nothing more rewarding than seeing a bunch of guys. Like the Used, who never left Orem, Utah, their whole life, and watch them get off the plane in LA and going, holy crap! There's an ocean here, and just seeing that stuff for the first time and being so grateful and humble that they have an opportunity to maybe make it as a band, and then to see them take off. There's nothing more rewarding than that for me.
Well, I was checking out their DVD a while back when the Maybe Memories DVD came out, and they were mentioning and praising you, but they lived in your house? They were hanging out in your house?
They lived with me for about 5 or 6 months when we were making the first record. It was awesome.
Is that a common thing for you? You get bands like, dude, come on over.
And my wife gets real excited about that when we have a bunch of 18-year-old kids that haven't showered in about 4 years hanging out. It's pretty. It's all good. Those guys, most of the bands I work with are so grateful. And they so know where they came from, and they so know that, look, there's nothing really going on. This is it. Let's just give it our best shot. And those guys were great, really great.
Excellent. Now, what's the affiliation that Goldfinger has and has been getting more and more powerful? And you can hear that in their lyrics of the new album, your association with PETA.
I've been vegan for 7 or 8 years, and it's always a tough thing for me because as a kid, when I remember seeing the Dead Kennedys at the Democratic Convention in probably '84, and he was wearing this Reagan mask the whole show, and I was like, what's going on? This obviously the guy's anti-Reagan, he's anti-government, but I was just a stoner kid in high school going, I really don't get the message, but so how do I, as a vegetarian that's just really trying to save lives, that's all I'm really trying to do. How do I get my message across without being preachy, So, on our records, I try and put links to websites, and I try and just explain, look, I used to eat McDonald's, and now I don't, and now, for the most part, physically I feel better, I have way more energy, I'm just more healthy all around, all around, and I save 250 animals a year by being vegan, and that's really just trying to, educate rather than preach. But sometimes it gets a little sketchy, that line of you can't, whatever. But for me, it's I try and put a couple songs in and have my message, but still have it be about the music in the end.
That's cool. Not preaching is, people get tired.
Try not to, yeah.
Yeah. Now, on the new album, track number 12, titled Stalker, is that from a personal story? Is that like about a girl stalking a guy?
We've had a couple dude stalkers. They're a little sketchy. After the.
And now I'm in the band.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually not. Really, after Darren's the Twinkie episode with Darren every night. Once in a while we get a couple Twinkie stalkers. Literally, I'll be signing autographs after the show, and people will be like, "That was me that did the Twinkie last night." I'm supposed to give them money.
St. Louis, there was a guy standing outside the bus with a sign that said, "Let me eat the Twinkie," at 4 in the afternoon.
Darren during our set once in a while. It's not an every night thing, but Darren sometimes will put a Twinkie around his buttocks, and a man-child will come and eat it out of it.
Don't tiptoe around the facts. I put it right in my ass.
Sure.
I put it right in there.
Well, at least you get straight to
Just
the point.
like Michael Jackson.
You say ass?
Oh!
Nice.
Michael
Yes, you can
Pfeiffer.
say
Did you
ass,
say Michael Jackson?
but you can't say your ass. In case
And
you-
anyway, so I mean, it's
Arse.
become sort of a fun thing. But no, I mean, the song was really just about my wife had a stalker in college, and I was so horrified about
Now
it.
he's married to it.
And now I'm in the
married to it.
now he's in the band, right back there, Darren Pfeiffer. But I was like, why don't we get stalkers, man? We need stalkers. We have a couple stalkers actually. We actually do have 2 stalkers.
Name names.
No name names. Yeah,
Tracy.
Barb Envy. In the
She's not a stalker.
in the East Coast, and for a
She's a
while
cookie
this band
girl.
Mest was opening for us,
Yeah.
and they were convinced that these
Language.
girls had some kind of, well, I don't know why he keeps saying that. He keeps having these like
I know where you guys
voodoo cookies they'd bring, and they started insinuating that these girls would put their private juices on the cookies to get us to fall in love with them,
It
and
was
that's
like
a bit
a
that's a bit
love potion.
stalker-esque, I
Thought
think.
they were
But
delicious.
but instead, Darren.
Darren would just lick him
but
every
instead,
night.
Darren started getting these weird sores on his
Oh
mouth.
my gosh.
I took him into my bunk and had my moment. With
Of
him.
course, we have
Language.
Goldfinger in the studio, and it gets the conversation from there. It was good at PETA. We were doing good PETA questions, and then it moves on. So, you guys gonna be able to play another track for us? Can you play something off the brand new album? Play something off.